Hi and welcome back to another episode of Catch and Cook. On tonight's episode we're cooking with calamari, one of my favourite fish. What I've got for you this evening is a stuffed calamari. My mum's been making these ever since I was a little kid, so they're one of my favourites. So what I've got first is I've done my spaghetti sauce, and what I've actually just put in here is an onion, garlic and some fresh tomatoes to make a salsa. So then when my calamari is ready, I can just pop it in. Okay, I've got my spaghetti sauce and I've got a fair bit of leftover tentacles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in my sauce, because once you've cooked your calamari and you've taken your calamari out, you've got this lovely sauce. You can make some spaghetti, and it's like a spaghetti marinara with all the tentacles of the calamari. So I'll let that cook on very low. I've got about 3 little tubes of the calamari, which I'm going to stuff. But I'm going to make my stuffing first. Now for my stuffing, I'm going to add some onion, and I'll let that cook down. I'm going to add a little bit of sausage. You can use chorizo or any type of sausage. So just till it softens, and then I'll add all my other ingredients one at a time. Now also, I've got some tentacles, the calamari, and I've got some garlic, and some olives. You can use green or black olives. I've just used some green olives. Now I wish you were here to smell this. It absolutely smells divine. Now I'm going to turn that to really low, to almost turning that of, because it's sizzling away. I'm going to add some breadcrumbs. I've used some fresh breadcrumbs, which I've had some 2-day-old bread. Just that if you use the really dry one, it sort of, the sauce and all the juices don't penetrate all the way through. To that, a little bit of Parmesan cheese we like to put. Now I'll check it for seasoning, because I've got the sausage in there and I've got the Parmesan cheese and the olives. It might be tasty enough that I don't have to put any more. I'll just add a bit more breadcrumbs. Okay, I can turn it off the heat now. And then as it cools down a little bit, that it's manageable, I'll put it in my calamari tubes. I'm just going to add a little bit of parsley now that it's cooled down a bit. And I will just add a drop of salt, because I've tasted it and it just needs just a little bit. That's it. I'm just going to transfer it to here, so it's easy for me to grab with my hands, because the pan is still a little bit warm. Now these are very tiny. Now they're that tiny that it's going to take a while to get the stuffing in these. But when they're tiny, they're really tender. Don't be afraid to use your hands. And squash it all the way down. Now don't go all the way to the end. Just leave a little bit of a gap, and then just pop a toothpick to secure all your stuffing, and there we have one. I'll do the others and then we'll pop them in our sauce. Now I've got all my calamari ready. There. What I'm going to do is put my pan on and just give them a light fry, and then pop them into my sauce. Now they're looking good. I'm just going to take them off the heat and pop them into my spaghetti sauce, and they'll cook the rest of the way in there, which they won't need long because they're very tiny. So I'll check them in about 7 or so minutes. My sauce is hot, and the calamari are very tiny and they've been fried, so they shouldn't take long. Now they should be ready. Just pop some sauce And just some parsley on top. And there we have it. Stuffed calamari in a tomato sauce. And like I've said before, you've got to make enough sauce to cover the calamari. There's plenty of sauce there. You could make some pasta, boil it, drain it, and then you've got some spaghetti sauce with the tentacles of the leftover calamari that I popped in here earlier, which is a meal on its own, and it's absolutely superb. So instead of spaghetti and meatballs, you got stuffed calamari. Hopefully you enjoy, because I know I'm going to tuck into this one straight away. We'll head back out to the waters and we'll see what the boys are up to.
Hopefully this isn't a blue throat wrasse. The boys have actually just dropped down an underwater camera, so they're sighting on a little screen up the front of the boat what he's down there. And they were on the money last time when we got those little Samsons. I think this is going to be a really big fish. Whatever it is. But nevertheless, it's still great fun. Out here with great company, great crew, great people. What do we got? Some sort of grouper. Exactly what it is. That's basically just a big reef-dwelling species right there. Another fish on here. Might be another one of those big rascally gropers or wrasse, big wrasse. Yeah, good chance. There's been a few of them, big gropers. Got bad conditions today. We've got a slight rolling swell, so they're coming from a southeastern direction. 10 to 15 knot breeze. It's not too bad, nice and comfortable. Shouldn't be far off getting colour. Oh no, what's that? It's a... what is that? Ourselves a blue groper. Blue groper. Got some nasty teeth on, we can see them. So this was no doubt the release weight's going to come in again. They can get this. So there you go, a big blue groper. They're telling me here on Wine on Charters, Crusader 3. So obviously this guy, Simon, is a reef-dwelling species.
He is, yeah. They live in one cave pretty well their whole life.
Yep.
And they're a pretty territorial type of fish. So any sort of small fish or crab or any sort of crustacean that lives around their hole, they'll live off and feed off.
So it's important to get this guy back down because he'd be very territorial to his cave.
Yeah.
And if we were to take him out, what would happen then? Would another one move in at the time?
They are a hermaphrodite sort of fish, so as they grow they change species, often male to female, female to male, and the next biggest one in the school will take over that cave and start changing from a green to a blue.
Yep.
And they will be the top predator there in that school. So,
well, I reckon this guy deserves to go home to his cave.
But we'll send him back to the Bonway and let him go back to home and live another day.
That's it, so Simon's going to take him back down now. If we want to release weight, we'll go check that out and get him down there. So there the boys go, they've got the release weight hooked up. It's basically a hook and they put it upside down in the fish's jaw with heaps of sinkers on there and they'll just lower it down. As you can see, the hook's facing the opposite way. So once they pull this line here, that hook's going to pull out. And the fish is going to be back down there in his home. So that's simple. That's how you do it out here. Obviously look after the fishery, yeah?
Yep.
And I believe you guys do this same method with big kings or Samsons as well.
Yep. Absolutely.
So he's pretty much relatively very close to the bottom right there. I'll give him a good pull.
We wait for it to feel a kick.
Yep. So you know know he's obviously okay and he's happy and ready to go. There you go. The fish is off. He's back down in his cave, harassing all those other ratsies down there in leather jackets and stuff like that.
Even if we drift off a long way in the process, and we drift away from the reef system because of the plotter and the lines, and I know where we've been, we'll actually take the fish back to where we got it and drop it as close as possible.
Yep.
So that it's near its own hole, and that sounds like a Samson
Does. There's definitely
or a kingfish.
Big fish hooked up.
No kidding!
Simon the chef on board on Crusader 3 is hooked up on a kamikaze outfit. Simon, what are you doing, mate? Having fun?
I am, absolutely.
He is having fun. You can tell by the big smile on his dial. So now would be a really good time to ask Simon, what's for lunch today, Simon? Doesn't want to tell me. Some sort of natty guy. Check that out. Beautiful. That's that same jig that you saw me catch that big blue wrasse on. Simon, good job, mate.
Yep, and a great eating too.
Prime Simon, prime eating fish right there. Good job.
Yeah, that's right.
Nice red looking fish. Is that a natty guy? Straight up red snapper? Is that right?
Well, we call them red snapper or natty guy. Yeah, that's great fish, beautiful eating.
Is that guy going back or is he?
He's well legal, but yeah. Keeper?
Yeah, if we want to eat it.
You guys want to eat it?
That's dinner right there.
Get him marinara.
Beautiful. Good stuff, Simon. Yeah. Cheers, mate. Well, there we go. We hope you enjoyed another episode of Catch and Cook on Why Not Charters out there in the Southern Ocean from Coffin Bay on the Crusader 3. I'm Ron Smith from Kamikaze. Until next week, tight lines. See you later.